Welcome on all back to ZTKM Sports Talk. Unfortunately, we do not have Taco, but Zach, we finally got him back. It's been a couple weeks since we had done a podcast with him.
Yeah, it's been about a month, actually.
Yeah?
Wow. Yeah.
Yep, Zach went to Pennsylvania, and then last week we didn't have a podcast at all, but we're back once again. We're going to do NBA standings, and we're going to be doing our power rankings. So far, the standings for the actual NBA are as shown right here. Eastern Conference or Western Conference is Memphis Grizzlies at 1. 2 is Los Angeles Clippers, Houston Rockets, Golden State Warriors, Minnesota Timberwolves, San Antonio Spurs, Portland Trailblazers, Utah Jazz, Oklahoma City Thunder, Denver Nuggets, New Orleans Pelicans, Los Angeles Lakers, Phoenix Suns, Sacramento Kings, and the Dallas Mavericks. Eastern Conference is Boston Celtics, Orlando Magic, Detroit Pistons, Washington Wizards, Toronto Raptors, Milwaukee Bucks, Charlotte Hornets, New York Knicks, Indiana Pacers, Brooklyn Nets, Cleveland Cavaliers, 76ers, Miami Heat, Chicago Bulls, and Atlanta Hawks. Before we get into our power rankings, is there anything on here you guys like to talk about that is maybe shocking or disappointing?
I mean, definitely the shocking factor is the Cavs being 11th in the East.
Yep.
LeBron James has carried his team, to being number one, number two, every year for the last... since he's joined the league.
Yep.
Yeah. For them to be 11th, they're really having a rough time right now.
Yep.
Yeah. And then my other shocker is the Grizzlies being number one in the Western Conference. I mean, it's very early in the season.
Very early.
But they're impressing some people right now. And Clippers are too.
Yeah.
Clippers are looking good.
Like what Zach was talking about earlier. Go ahead.
The Orlando Magic and Detroit Pistons.
I was going to
the East.
Where are they coming from? Yeah.
Well, Zach was talking earlier about the Clippers, about how they traded the Chris Paul trade, and they got so much deeper with that trade. Sam Decker, Patrick Beverly, I thought they got another player, Lou Williams.
Yeah, Lou Williams.
And they got a pick out of it too. I mean, they're much deeper now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I absolutely love that the Orlando Magic are finally putting everything together.
Yeah.
With Vogel as their coach,
I love that.
It was really only a matter of time.
Yeah. A matter of time.
He's a good coach.
Excellent coach.
Very good coach.
I don't think they're going to continue at this high level.
No.
But they still make the playoffs.
I hope they make the playoffs at least.
Yeah. I definitely see them in the top 8.
Yep.
Oh, I do see a mistake on this list. Number 9.
Yep.
Number 8. Winning tonight.
We're moved up.
Pacers. Yep.
Nothing else. I don't
The bottom
really.
teams are pretty much the normal bottom teams.
The Heat being down as far as
The
they
Thunder's down pretty far.
Thunder's down pretty far.
Yeah, Heat's really far
again
down.
Without
Whiteside.
Yeah.
They had to start that Bam Bam Adebayo, who's averaging 13 rebounds a game.
Yeah,
that's pretty excellent for a rookie.
Yeah, it really is. Man, which will be good for them later on in the season.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bucks are kind of hanging in there.
Raptors, look at the Spurs. They're missing without Kawhi Leonard. They're only 6th.
Yeah.
They could be a lot higher if they would have had him.
Yeah, that's right.
And then same with the Timberwolves. They lost a couple games without Jimmy Butler, but now him being back is pretty scary.
In the West, after Memphis and the Clippers, the playoff teams all have the same loss totals. So all those teams can be flip-flopped around.
Yeah.
Like the Rockets and Golden State have just played an extra game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only difference between those 6 teams.
They're all pretty close. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And with us doing this podcast of power rankings every 2 weeks, not every week, that's going to be that much more games for the next 2 weeks that they'll be able to really show a difference between 1 through 8 and 9 through 15.
Yeah, I guess I should say that about the Eastern. On the top 6 have all lost 2 games, so
Right.
the top 3 just have one more win than the bottom
Yep.
3.
Yeah.
So they could all go and
Yeah.
switch it. It's still really early in the season.
Oh,
it
yeah.
really is.
I think the most games I've played was like 7
Total. Yeah.
total.
4-3, 5-2.
2
A
and
lot of
I think,
fives.
yeah.
A lot of
5 and
sevens.
3 have been played.
Is that
by
the-
Okay, so 8.
Houston, Golden State.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because they played the starting day.
Sorry,
Well,
Dan, yep.
Yeah.
We'll tell the people if anybody's listening that we just watched the Kings play the Pacers,
Yeah.
and we're all Pacer fans. Well, we showed the Kings here as the 14th team
In the
in
standings.
the standings. That is absolutely correct because they're really not that good right now.
No.
The Pacers bench
What?
played terrible,
Or it wouldn't have
and
been.
they were keeping up with the Kings starter.
Yeah. Yep.
So the Kings are 14th, but that shows the Mavericks are really bad because they should be. They're
And that's
really
where
bad.
you two said that I have the Mavericks higher up, but I'll be
We'll
talking
find
about
out.
my
Yeah.
power rankings as
Yeah.
why I think they're a lot better than what you two think they
also
are.
have played 8 games though,
Mavericks
True.
have-
True.
and they're 1 and
It's
7.
True.
It's-
True.
But I guess Kyle here has a feeling about the Mavericks.
Yep.
I mean, I like the young fella that runs the point guard position.
Mm-hmm.
Yogi Ferrell.
Okay. Here's
No.
Zach's power ranking.
Oh,
Smith
sorry.
Jr.
Oh,
Smith
yeah,
Jr.
that's
Yep.
right.
Dennis Smith Jr. Yep.
Okay.
Here's Zach's power rankings. We got the Golden State Warriors, the Boston Celtics, San Antonio Spurs, Houston Rockets, Memphis Grizzlies, Los Angeles Clippers, Washington Wizards, Milwaukee Bucks, Toronto Raptors, Minnesota Timberwolves, Orlando Magic, Oklahoma City Thunder, Cleveland Cavaliers, Detroit Pistons, Portland Trailblazers, Indiana Pacers, New Orleans Pelicans, Charlotte Hornets, Utah Jazz, Denver Nuggets, Philadelphia 76ers, Miami Heat, New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, Los Angeles Lakers, Phoenix Suns, Chicago Bulls, Atlanta Hawks, Sacramento Kings, and Dallas Mavericks. And before we started this podcast, Zach ended up flipping. It used to be the Hawks at 29th, but during that game, we decided to switch it. He now has Sacramento Kings at 29th.
The Kings, they were terrible.
They were awful.
They were really bad. That was a rough team. Rough game to watch, yeah.
And the Atlanta Hawks had John Collins.
John Collins.
John
One of
Collins,
Zach's players.
one of Zach's favorite players.
Uh,
Okay, so we were going to go and do a podcast, or do the beginning of the podcast of showing our previous ranks, and then we could have shown off what we had right here, but this is a little more complicated if we would have done that.
it
So
would be confusing to everybody.
Yeah.
It didn't really change a lot. Some of them got flip-flopped around. The only ones that really went up a lot were the Spurs. I had them at like 6th or 7th behind those teams. But the way they're playing without their best player, it's a thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Magic also went up. They weren't even a playoff team, and now they're the 6th seed?
Yeah.
7th seed for me, I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh,
They must
In
be
the
the
East,
6th seed
yeah.
because the Pacers are the 8th. So,
Yeah, right.
and
Yep.
then Detroit's up there as well. Probably could have put Cleveland a little lower based on how they've been playing lately, but I see it as them having played a couple of bad games, and it's not gonna be a thing.
I see where you got this Oklahoma City number 12, so they're not impressing you that much right now.
No, yeah, because I had them up there with,
Yeah, up higher.
with all the top teams for the West, but the top teams for those 3 top teams for the East, just except for Oklahoma City, kind of smearing the Bucks right now.
Yeah.
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 But
Let's see what else is interesting about this. Pistons could be possibly higher for you,
yeah, the only
but we're not sure about them. yet,
yeah,
are we?
I was pretty high on the Pistons before too. I had them as right behind the Pacers, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I had them, because I put the Hornets down far, and
Uh huh.
the Pistons were up there pretty good because they have Drummond, and what's his face, the point guard, Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
You got Avery Bradley.
Avery Bradley in the offseason.
Yep.
They're probably a very good defensive team.
I was going to mention that, is that Stan Van Gundy said that Drummond has significantly increased his defensive game during the offseason, so he's going to be... like what Zach had mentioned, too, is that Drummond has 2 steals...
Per game?
Per game? Yeah, per game.
And
that's pretty impressive.
They just beat the Golden State Warriors.
They beat the Golden State Warriors, yep.
So I think Van Gundy, he's a good coach.
Yep.
He's done it
It took a while, but...
He's kind of the Vogel kind of where it takes a while.
Yep.
It takes a year or two, and all of a sudden they start coming on. So
yep.
He's the general manager, too. Van Gundy,
oh, yeah, yep.
So he picks the players. So.
In the last 3 games... Drummond has had 18 rebounds, 17 rebounds, and 15 rebounds.
There you go. That's Drummond that we remember from a couple years ago.
Yep.
Before he got his big contract.
Yep.
He's averaging 13 points, 14.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, woohoo,
yeah,
and 2.3 steals.
That's a pretty good.
That's impressive for
that's an all-star kind of numbers there.
Yep.
Keeps that going.
Yep.
Points could be a little higher, but
that rebounds though. That's.
And how's his free throws? He's gotten a lot better at free throws.
Has he gotten better?
Significantly better.
It didn't say on this.
Okay. Because I saw in one game he was 4 for 4 on free throws.
Wow, that's really
like he's really.
Well, I mean, he couldn't get much worse on free throws.
Yeah, 40%, 35%,
something
right?
Yeah.
I think his lowest was 36.
36, yeah.
35, 36.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got Boston up at number 2, which is not. I mean, I don't know what you had him before, but Boston.
Number 2.
Did you?
Yeah.
So you didn't move him down at all, or move him up?
I think.
Considering Hayward's out for the season,
I didn't see anybody that could
take their spot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A couple of the West teams might have been able to.
Rockets, maybe,
or even the Spurs.
Spurs, yeah.
But they just Kyrie is a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have those 2 young speed machines in Brown and Tatum.
Yep.
Horford, I still don't like Horford, but he's one of the best big man for the transition, like how it's going to the speed big men.
Yeah.
Like he's 6'10".
He can move up and down the court. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good lineup here. Pretty good rankings.
Alrighty. We'll move on to mine.
Okay.
Golden State Warriors, Boston Celtics, Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, Minnesota Timberwolves, Memphis Grizzlies, Milwaukee Bucks, Toronto Raptors, Los Angeles Clippers, Portland Trailblazers, Washington Wizards, Orlando Magic, Charlotte Hornets, Indiana Pacers, Oklahoma City Thunder, Cleveland Cavaliers, Detroit Pistons, Philadelphia 76ers, Miami Heat, New Orleans Pelicans, Denver Nuggets. Wow, they've fallen far from me.
Wow.
11 spots.
Oh, man.
Utah Jazz, New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, Dallas Mavericks, Los Angeles Lakers, Sacramento Kings, Phoenix Suns, Chicago Bulls, and the Atlanta Hawks.
I don't like your bottom set. The Dallas Mavericks are way too high.
Yeah, I was going to say the Mavericks.
Okay, that's where I want to come in. I was going to explain that. There's this guy, and his name is Dirk Nowitzki. And he tends to be this legend. He's 1,000, but he's won a ring more recently than these other 5 teams that have been on the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, I get the Lakers are really coming up young, but they're showing some mistakes in games that they are potentially able to win. Sacramento Kings are just not even close to the Mavericks, in my opinion. And then Suns, they're too young. They're trying to get rid of Bledsoe. They're having too many issues.
Yeah, they're having too much controversy, especially getting rid of their coach, too. Like,
yeah. 3 games into the season, they got rid of their coach. The Bulls are fighting amongst themselves.
Yep.
And Mirotic is once out.
Yep.
And
then
the
Hawks are
just bad. So,
Yep. The only team I might have been able to switch is maybe the Mavericks and the Lakers. So 27th. Or 25th and 26th.
Like I said,
that's what I was thinking for the most part whenever I said that. Just because Lakers, they have so much raw talent.
Yeah.
Potential than the Mavericks do.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we just went based on their records right now, it's 2-4 versus 1-7.
Yep.
Like 1-7.
Yeah.
It's just.
But I think Dirk will push them through. Rick Carlisle will push them through to be a lot better than what they are now. They're kind of like a lot of the teams that they start off awful at the beginning of the season. They start getting more wins towards the middle of the season towards the late season too. They're a lot better than earlier.
Right. I thought you had the Hornets a little high too. Above, I mean, you could argue above the Pacers, but the Thunder being that far, and then
the
Cavaliers and Pistons.
I was going to mention the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Cavaliers are just
they're awful.
Yeah, I was going to mention is that their defense is awful.
Yeah.
The Pistons. When I first saw Zach's one, I kind of remembered I had the Pistons pretty low. I kind of wish I would have switched Thunder with the Cleveland Cavaliers and then switched the Pistons with the Cavaliers, so that way it would have been Pistons, Thunder then Cavaliers.
Right.
But I am going to stick by with what I did, and with the Pistons, other than the four that we know that are the three, Reggie Jackson, Avery Bradley, and Andre Drummond, Tobias Harris is starting to get a little bit better this year.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, he's averaging 20 points almost a game right now, but the team overall, they need to get Stanley Johnson to become the player that he should be.
I think we're going to be able to tell a lot within these next 2 weeks.
Yep.
Where these teams really are.
Yep.
Because Pistons, if they keep playing the way they are, they'll have to move up in their rankings.
And with the Hornets, Frank Kaminsky has come on strong.
Yeah,
he's playing excellent.
Yeah.
Kemba Walker is a great player. It seems like the Hornets already know their style. Mm-hmm. With the Thunder, they're just now really starting to play well with one another. They're still playing iso ball. Who knows how well they're going to mesh together until towards the middle of the season. So that's why I have them so low right now.
The Heat I also had a lot lower, like especially over the Pelicans, the Nuggets, and the Jazz. I mean, the Nuggets haven't played like
they should have been
what they were made out to be. But the Heat without Whiteside have just been atrocious.
Yeah. Well, they might have been atrocious, but again, Bam Bam Adebayo is averaging 13 rebounds a game. Their team overall is still intact. They're deep because they have Josh Richardson on the bench. They have.
I mean, they beat the Pacers, so I shouldn't say anything, but
they're deep. They got Goran Dragic, Dion Waiters, Kelly Olynyk. They're just they're a good cohesive team together. But like what Zach said, they're missing my
Whiteside.
I think I had them higher than the Pistons before I started this podcast, or while I was editing. I had them higher, but again, without Whiteside, they're not better than the Pistons or the 76ers. And with the Pelicans, the reason why I had them the Heat higher than the Pelicans is that after Cousins and Anthony Davis, their team is just awful. Awful. I love Drew Holiday when he was on the 76ers, and then his body just gave out, and he just has not been the Drew Holiday that was on the 76ers. He was an incredible point guard on the 76ers. I loved Drew Holiday.
Where did you see that rebounding for Bam? Because
Basketball Reference or something like that?
Because he had 13 rebounds in his last game, and that was it.
Oh.
He didn't play the first 3 games, and he's only...
Maybe you saw the 13 rebounds in the one game.
He's only averaging 6.
Okay. Well, I mean, his last game and getting 13 rebounds. Yeah. I mean, still.
Yeah, and against Minnesota too, so that's a thing.
That's pretty incredible. Carl Anthony Towns and Taj Gibson.
Yeah.
What else you guys see that you guys are kind of curious about?
Well, you have the Knicks at 23. They're actually playing fairly decently.
Yeah, I think you.
What's their record now?
You had them pretty low though too. You had them like at 25th.
I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I may have messed that up. I think they're playing better than Porzingis.
Then also,
but, I mean, it's playing better than, but it's
compared
also look at what you're comparing.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I mean,
Nets.
You're not gonna. They're already over everybody in the East except Miami. You could maybe argue that point without Whiteside. 76ers, I think, are better than the Knicks. And
the Pistons are, Cavaliers are,
above that is
Pacers are,
a playoff team.
Yeah.
With the Knicks, they have the chance to, like what Zach said, they're better. Without Whiteside, they could be better, but again, the Knicks as the team as a whole, it is very weird.
Yeah, I know.
They have some mixture of veterans, but yet they have young players.
They're so one-player based.
Yep.
It was Carl Anthony Towns. It was Carmelo Anthony, and now it's Porzingis. And it's
hard to build
win whenever it's
just one player.
Yep.
And especially if that one player isn't a two-way player because they're both all offense.
3-point shooter.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I don't see anything really that maybe I would think the Clippers might be higher.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't too gung ho about putting them as high as they did. It was just their.
But if you think about it, though,
I mean, they beat the Spurs.
Yeah.
And stuff, so that was kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Actually, they're pretty high though for the West. If you think about it, they're not that bad.
I mean, they lost to the Warriors by 28 points. Wow. So that I feel like that really can't brought them down for me a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I was gonna ask about why you picked the Rockets over the Spurs.
Oh, for 3 and 4.
Yeah.
James Harden's just. I mean, they have their superstar in James Harden that can win games. I don't know if the records. I think they're the same, aren't they?
They've got the same amount of wins.
Okay.
Or they've got the same amount of losses, but the Rockets have played an extra game.
Okay. Yeah, James Harden's just... He's a great facilitator, and their team as a whole... Again, the Spurs' the only reason why I have them lower is just because they're missing Kawhi Leonard. Because if they would have had Kawhi Leonard against the Pacers, we would have got skunked.
Yeah, right.
Because he would have shut down any player they wanted to against him.
Oladipo would have been shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. He probably would be guarding him. So
okay, let's go ahead and let's get on to Mike's power rankings.
Here we go.
Golden State Warriors, Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, Memphis Grizzlies, Los Angeles Clippers, Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks, Toronto Raptors, Cleveland Cavaliers, Portland Trailblazers, Oklahoma City Thunder, Orlando Magic, Minnesota Timberwolves, Indiana Pacers, Washington Wizards, Detroit Pistons, New Orleans Pelicans, Denver Nuggets, Utah Jazz, Miami Heat, Charlotte Hornets, Philadelphia 76ers, New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, Los Angeles Lakers, Sacramento Kings, Dallas Mavericks, Phoenix Suns, Atlanta Hawks, and the Chicago Bulls.
So, those Wizards, though...
Yeah, I got them below
15th.
The Pacers.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing.
Okay.
I mean, I appreciate the Pacer love, but holy shit, Nickus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what I was thinking about there.
The loss to the Lakers really was just kind of shit for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was just...
Where did I put the Wizards at?
They were up higher, but it wasn't...
Let's go back to yours and see.
Okay, let's look.
I've got them at...
What?
11?
I've got them at...
That's why... Okay.
15. Where does Zach have them?
Like 9, 6,
7th.
So yeah, there's a big difference in that. Yeah,
my 7, 8, and 9 are all flip floppable. That's the Wizards, Bucks, and Raptors. Like they're all playing.
Yeah.
The only games that they've lost, except for the Lakers, have been to the top tier teams.
But
I think that was my love of the Pacers more than anything on that.
Yeah, because even you put the Pistons below the Pacers as well, and the way the Pistons have been playing.
Yeah.
But like what Zach was just mentioning is why Mike might have done it with the Wizards being so low is that they lost to the Lakers.
Lost to the Lakers,
Lost to the Lakers. I mean, you got John Wall, which again he had a bad game, but this is a game that you need to win.
Yeah.
Or you should
win. You should win.
And Detroit,
you don't need to.
I haven't kept up enough with Detroit to realize
I really haven't paid attention to that.
How well they're doing.
Like, I saw that they were I got the text message asking about doing podcasts today, and I looked at the rankings, and I was like, holy shit.
Detroit Pistons.
For the Detroit Pistons and the Magic, I was just surprised.
With the Pistons, I watched the highlights when they went against the Warriors. Everybody shut down Stephen Curry.
Wow. He played a good game, huh?
It makes me sad to think that that's probably how it could be. The top 5 teams in the NBA are all in the West.
Yeah, that's what I have.
It really, because I mean, the Celtics definitely could be eliminated from being in the top 5.
Yeah,
me and Kyle both had them at number 2, but it's really just
a Western Conference.
Without Hayward there, it's not as dynamic as.
I'm just really defeated by the fact that Cleveland's not playing that well right now.
Yeah, I was going to comment on that as well. Yeah. Having him at number 9, definitely believing in that really LeBron James being a thing, and
I mean they're 4th in this based on in the Eastern Conference.
Yep. Yeah.
But still, the Pacers are playing better than Cleveland is right now. I could actually have Cleveland. Yeah. Pacers ahead of Cleveland.
I mean, they're missing Isaiah Thomas, which is a thing. Yeah. But the Pacers are missing Miles Turner, who is a huge thing to be missing.
Well, he's our best player, right?
Yep.
I mean, Sabonis has been playing pretty well, especially tonight with his double-double almost in the first half.
Yeah. And Pistons should really be ahead of Cleveland. Wizards should be ahead of Cleveland.
Where I have them in position, I like it because, again, their defense is awful.
Yeah, Cleveland's defense isn't playing very well.
I read the stats. Tristan Thompson played for 19 minutes, had no points, and had a rebound.
One rebound?
One rebound.
Yeah, seeing that.
He was a starter.
And
Tristan Thompson is one of the most overrated players in the entire
NBA.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if you're going to pay him that kind of money, he's going to have to get some more rebound.
When LeBron James demanded that he came back a couple of years ago, I was just like, are you on crack?
You're going to pay this guy this kind of money to get one rebound is not a good sign. But like I said, these next 2 weeks are going to tell.
Totally different.
Because if Detroit and what was the team we were just talking about? Detroit, Orlando,
Memphis.
If they can keep going the way they're going, hey.
Yep, they deserve to be up there.
Once you get a couple more, because it's still super early in the season.
Yeah.
But again, we have the next 2 weeks for them to figure out their own system. If this actually works out, I don't know where I have mine at. Clippers 9. Orlando Magic at 12. I think I'd probably have at least Clippers, Magic, and the Grizzlies in the top 10. Yeah. If not top 5, if they keep this kind of thing. Because again, Memphis.
I really think the Clippers are going to fall out. I just don't see them keeping on the wins.
Yeah.
The one game the Rockets, I think they beat with a last-second 3 by Blake Griffin.
Yeah. That's true. But then they got killed last night by the Warriors.
Warriors.
That showed the Warriors are back to the top.
And the Warriors, all 3 of us have them as number 1.
One again, they're back
even
to
though they've lost 2 games.
Yeah.
Yep. And one was against the Grizzlies.
You can't go against the Warriors. And
no.
To me, the Rockets are still going to be with Harden.
The other one was
as long as you have Harden.
Pistons.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's...
And Spurs are still good, even though the Pacers beat them. It's without Kawhi Leonard.
And same with the Timberwolves. You got them a little far down.
Yeah.
But that's a lot to do with their record right now because
Yeah.
they're not playing up to the potential of where they should be.
Yep.
What their team is on
They
paper.
should be better, right. Than what
on paper.
Jimmy Butler's been out too. So
yeah, he was out.
Yep.
So once these guys come back and we really find out what these teams are like, this is going to change.
Hopefully the next 2 weeks that no major player gets significantly hurt. So we can just see how really well these players are turning out.
Yes.
Like we were just talking about Jimmy Butler being hurt, that's why they are 13th, because they should be a lot better than that.
And to update the list, you guys have the Suns way too far down. They just beat the Nets.
Oh, they beat the Nets.
Uh-oh.
So now the Nets and the Suns may switch positions.
Yep.
See,
oh boy.
I kind of don't mind it because the Nets are still doing decent.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely have put the Suns behind the Lakers over those other two teams.
Yeah.
Because the Kings are terrible and the Mavericks.
Yeah.
It's hard to say the Mavericks are terrible considering the one win they got was against the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
But they just turned around and went to the Grizzlies' home and got beat too. So it's just like they didn't live long on that win.
It's gonna be really interesting here to see how this comes around for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in seeing.
And there's been so many teams. It was really kind of hard to do the power rankings.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to do it just based on record. I based it on the strength of their schedule and the teams that they beat. And there was so many shitty teams that beat some of the top ones. I was just like, what is going on? Like, it was hard to say the Magic shouldn't have been higher than what I put them.
Yeah.
Because they beat so many teams and then they lost to the Nets or whatever, the Knicks. I was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Beating the Cavs and stuff. I mean...
Yeah, right now beating the Cavs isn't that big a deal anymore because the Knicks just beat.
They lost to the Nets
4 times now.
They lost to the Knicks and the Nets
and the Magic.
Yep.
So are the Cavaliers even that good? I don't know if they're that good. I got them at 9, which is really kind of high.
Okay,
they beat the Celtics to start the season.
Yeah,
I mean that was coming off of the
Hayward
injury, so they hadn't had a chance to reset stuff yet, but.
What is one team for you guys that you like to see improve and how you like to see them improve? Okay.
Yeah.
How would you like to see them improve?
Miles Turner not being a pussy,
and
being out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, get back in there and play. They can move up. They can move up this ranking.
Just based on Mike's rankings, I could see them overtaking the Magic.
Yep.
Overtaking Cleveland.
Yep.
You know what? I'm even going to go all the way up and say they could be the number 2 in the East. Yeah. I can't see them beating the Celtics just because they can't. I don't see them being able to outscore Kyrie. Kyrie would run a train on Collison.
I think we could beat the Bucks or the Raptors.
They could definitely beat the Bucks and they could beat the Raptors. Like the guard combo for the Raptors plus the center is sketchy.
Yeah.
But
Valanciunas. Yeah.
I mean, if Bojan plays like he did tonight, I mean, maybe we get lucky and the Kings trade Bogdanovic to the Raptors, so Bogdanovic plays good again. He's playing against his namesake. He needs some work.
Yeah, based on the way they're running right now, Oladipo's having a career year. Obviously, 25 points a game.
Corey Joseph coming off the bench for revenge
scoring about
against
15
the Raptors
to 20 points a
him.
game. Yeah, I think we could do it. I think we can move up. Especially the Cleveland Cavaliers are having a down year.
Yeah, the Celtics and the Raptors are the only two that I really have.
Scare,
John Wall isn't playing Super John Wall this year, so I see them being able to overtake the Wizards.
Yeah.
Because the Wizards are really just John Wall.
Yeah, we've talked about Bradley Beal.
The Pacers
one of the most overrated players in the NBA.
The Pacers usually do really bad against shooting guards, but they've never had a shooting guard like Oladipo.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Because that means they have to guard Oladipo, and that's a big difference. Yeah. John Wall has to guard him.
Every time we've played the Warriors, Klay Thompson just destroys us, and that's how we lose the game.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was Monte Ellis. He's got fast hands, but he was never
a defender.
Not stealing the ball. Yeah. What were you saying?
Of course, my Denver Nuggets. I love my Denver Nuggets.
Right.
Not my favorite team, but not my favorite team, but one of my favorite teams. I just want to see them get their chemistry going. I don't know what's going on with them. They've
lost a lot.
Yeah, they're 2-4, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe 3-4.
3-4.
They're not doing good.
No, they lost to the Nets. They lost to so many teams.
Who's their starting five, probably?
It's Moutier, Jamal Murray, more than likely. Wilson Chandler.
Right.
Paul Millsap and Jokic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe they just haven't clicked together yet.
No. Yeah. And I think they need to trade probably for Reed.
Yeah.
Their guard situation is what's killing them.
Moody.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not playing like they're supposed to.
Yep.
Like, Moutier, Murray are not really playing point very well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got Will Barton and Gary Harris, who really aren't shooting that great either.
Nope.
Chandler's been having his problems.
Yep.
But I mean,
they're underperforming
their
right
big
now.
Men, their big men situation is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Paul Millsap with Kenneth Faried as his backup.
Yeah.
And then is it Jokic or Nurkic?
Jokic
with Mason Plumlee as his backup.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
I know 4 guys that are
4 forwards that are
about the same. All players.
They just lost to the Knicks. Porzingis scored 38 points.
Whoa,
like, how do you have those 4 people in
Porzingis? Let Porzingis score 38 points. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep.
Like, he was 60% from the field.
He must have shot those 3-point shots, I guess, and nobody went out there and guarded
him. Yep.
Yeah. Huh. So Knicks won, huh?
Yep.
Wow. I'm going to move them up.
He was 6 of 6 for free throws. And 4 of 7 for 3.
4 of 7 for Porzingis. 38 points. Here he goes. So between him and Giannis, they're scoring some points.
I can see why you have the Bucks at 7.
That Bucks, well,
technically they're in second.
All that was because of Giannis, myself. That Bucks. It's not.
The Bucks
are pretty much him.
Like, if there was a way to stop Giannis, like, you take the Bucks out. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. I wouldn't know anybody else on the team.
Yep.
Middleton.
Yeah. Well, if I were a lot of teams, I would just let Giannis score.
Let him score, and then
just shut down everybody else out. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
I think that's what's going to happen.
That's what happened whenever the Thunder came to
with Westbrook. Yeah.
With Westbrook to Indianapolis, we just let him score, do layups, and we just shut everybody else down, score on the other side, and we won that way.
He got 50.
Yep.
But we won.
Yep.
Exactly.
I mean, that didn't turn out very well this time around.
No.
Westbrook was doing too much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, speaking of Westbrook, they are up 28 points over the Bucks.
Wow. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I think that game's
And right there,
if
you look at that, I've got Oklahoma City at 11 and the Bucks at 7. That's not a good sign.
Oklahoma City is just, oh my gosh, Russell Westbrook is 1 assist away from a triple-double. Oklahoma City is just too
weird.
Random.
They are very random right now, aren't they?
And same with the Bucks for the most part, because if Giannis has got 28 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, like if he's not doing literally everything,
then they're not going to win.
They're not going to win.
No.
Like, their assist total, he's leading in assists almost with 3.
With 3.
Like, that's awful.
That's not good. Yeah.
Especially for their guards, their guards not to do anything for Giannis is just bad.
Brogdon has 4, so he's the leader.
So that means Giannis has to do almost everything. Yeah, that's not a good sign.
They have 17 total for the team.
Jeez.
Wow. That's 7 of the 17.
See, you can look at it.
They're getting out-rebounded by 16.
Yeah.
You saying?
Well, I was saying the Spurs. See, you can look at the Spurs. That's a perfect example of a team.
Yep.
Because they're without their
Kawhi
Leonard.
Yep.
But look at them. They're still one of the top teams. Because they're a team. You don't worry. You don't hear about them having a high scorer or a top rebounder, a triple-double machine.
You count how many people were in double digits on that team.
Pretty
they
much.
usually have like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like on good
nights,
it's
all about being a good
8.
team. It's not about one guy scoring 40, 50 points.
And you know what's funny? That there's a team that is starting to formulate the same kind of identity as the Spurs, and that's the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, they kind of are.
I thought you were going to say the Magic, because the Magic have been doing that.
Well, yeah, that's a little bit vocal. But
Aaron Gordon took a lead for a little bit, and that's how they've won That's how they won their 5 games. Because Aaron Gordon was averaging like 24. That's pretty much what Oladipo was doing too.
Oladipo.
Yep.
But now they're
spread the ball
like
around.
the Pacers are doing. They're spreading around.
We're missing Miles Turner, and we're winning games.
We're winning games. Sabonis is coming through some nights.
Yep.
Some nights Thad Young's came through.
Yep.
Collison's come through. Actually, they're spreading it around.
Yep.
And that's what the Magic are doing, and that's what the Spurs do.
One of the games that the Magic lost, Vucevic was being a ball hog, and he had 38 points.
That's too much.
That's too much
for them.
You have to spread it around more.
You're right.
Spread it around more. Yep. That's the pretty much the standard for teams to be able to become one of the best teams is to follow the Spurs
lead. Yeah.
Spurs lead. The formula is
basketball.
Pass the ball.
Basketball used to be when the Spurs were in the championship all the time. It was kind of a boring basketball. Because it wasn't a 3-point shooting contest.
Nope.
And so then the Warriors came on the scene, and all of a sudden, 3-point shooting became the big deal.
Yep.
Well, the Spurs still keep getting in there no matter what, year after year.
Yep.
You don't hear about the Spurs 3-point shooting.
No.
Well, I think
assists.
I think that's one of the things that's helped the Warriors be so good is they shoot all those threes, and some of them are so bad that it comes all the way back out.
Yeah,
so they get multiple 3-point attempts, and whenever you've got guys like Curry, Thompson,
they're going to make the second
Durant,
one.
Even Draymond, they're going to make
one of the guys is going to make the second one.
Or they're going to be able to make a move while everybody's scrambling to get the rebound.
Yep.
And that's where they get a lot of their points is in the second chance efforts.
And
that's why the Spurs
move the ball around, pass,
that's why the Spurs have the chance to beat the Warriors. Is that if they can get those rebounds instead of giving the Warriors a chance to be able to get them second chance points. Get those rebounds, secure it, and then
they score.
The Spurs are one of those teams that actually have 2 big men, Aldridge and Gasol.
They get the rebounds.
They get the rebounds and put them back
That's
up.
Right.
Boxing out even to let the guard. They have big guards.
Big guards. Yeah.
Also, if you think about it, before we go, the Spurs against the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. If it wasn't for Pachulia hurting Kawhi Leonard in that leg in that game,
the Spurs
on purpose, they were winning.
Yep. Yeah.
They were winning by 25 points.
Oh yeah, the first game.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
And he was out
the rest of the series.
And that's why the Warriors won.
And that's why he's out right now. Still, I think
it might be. His leg still
hasn't
recovered yet.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're right. Spurs are amazing.
They're an incredible team. Yeah. They've always been that way since
Popovich has been the coach. 22 years.
Dave Robinson.
Yep.
Okay, guys. With that being said, we're going to end this Power Rankings podcast.
Weeks, we'll do it again.
In 2 more weeks, we'll do it. Next week, we'll probably do something else special. I don't know what of yet, but we'll do something special.
We'll go over the. I know I want to go over the. We already did the highest paid players.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not just the highest paid. The
biggest contract.
Overall contract, yeah.
We'll have to come up with something like that again where the contract, or something to do with the pay again.
Okay.
I want to talk about that some more. Yeah.
Okay, maybe most underrated contracts? Maybe?
Underpaid players.
Underpaid players?
That need to get paid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it seems like there's a few of them.
An example, Giannis. He's only getting $24 million.
I can't believe he got ripped off.
He
got ripped off.
It was his own, not his fault.
That was all him. Yep.
He was on. I'm sorry, it was his fault. He took the pay.
Yep. He should have got $1 more.
I mean, that's. I would probably do that too. Like if I was, because he's still getting paid the high middle number, and then you can bring in talent around him.
Yeah. That's the thing that he probably was wanting.
He really is only thing that they've got.
Yeah.
Really going for.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. Middleton is so one-dimensional.
Yep.
Jabari Parker is extremely overrated.
Rated.
Yep.
And he thinks he's a lot better than
Yeah,
he is.
that's
Yeah,
one
he was
guy
at max
that
contract. Yep.
which he still hasn't taken it, has he?
Well, they haven't even offered it to him yet.
He wants one. That's right.
He wants one.
Brogdon's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
Deladova's been one of the bigger flops
Mhm.
after they got
Yeah.
him away.
Signing, yeah.
And their center is a shit show.
John Henson. Actually, they have Thon Maker.
No, Monroe.
Thon Maker.
Monroe, Greg Monroe, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's on the bench.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on the bench.
Yep. Thon Maker's a starter.
Thon Maker.
Thon Maker.
Okay, so,
Thon, blah.
yeah. So yeah.
I'm too into the traditional center. Like Whiteside is my perfect center.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves Whiteside. Yeah.
I mean,
But we'll come up with something.
Dwight Howard, just saying, has been doing stuff this year. That's why the Hornets are
Playing
up there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did look at that because I was thinking about putting the Hornets higher on my list.
Because Dwight Howard's playing well.
Because Dwight Howard is doing work.
See, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
16, 17 rebounds a game.
Wow.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he's number 2 in rebounding.
Wow.
Probably. Or so.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think he's number 2 because
For
I
a guy that-
think it went D and then D, and Jordan was number 1.
DeAndre Jordan?
And
Wow.
then Dwight Howard was number 2, I think.
Dang. So that's good. That's
like
a career
15 a game.
resurgence then for Dwight Howard to be able to do that.
And
That helps tremendously the Hornets.
with the Hornets, with Michael Jordan owning the Hornets, he said that he believed in Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
He told that to him. He's like, I believe in you. Come play with us. And
Which helped Dwight
that
Howard.
helps. Yeah, it's a good
Everybody's-
boost to hear from Michael Jordan
Jordan's,
that he believes in you.
Yeah, and everybody's been saying all along that Dwight Howard's on his way out, is on his last legs, and then for somebody like Michael Jordan to say,
Yep.
"We believe in you," that's got to help his confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2.
Number two,
Number
rebounder.
two.
Right between DeAndre Jordan, Drummond.
and Drummond. So,
Drummond? Yeah.
So this is old Dwight Howard.
Yep.
That's tremendous. That's probably why they're doing so well then.
Cousins and Davis are 4 and 5.
Wow.
Just saying.
Double-
Fucking Pelicans.
Same Pelicans, but still it doesn't.
26 rebounds a game combined.
Combined. Wow.
Just from those two. Like, that was more than the entire team, the entire Bucks team. Like, more than the entire Bucks team had.
So every ball that goes up, it's either Davis or Cousins grabs a rebound.
Yeah.
And the amazing part about those two is so many of them are offensive rebounds.
Yeah, that too.
And they just put it back
Back
up.
up. Yep.
Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and end this podcast right here, guys.